are behind a locked door, like you learned that love won't stay. Every time I get a little closer, you find a careful way to pull away. I know somebody left you wondering if you were ever enough. Now every good thing feels temporary, and every promise feels made up. So I don't mind moving slowly, I don't mind the walls you keep, 'cause I've seen the way you soften when you forget you're scared of me. Borrow my faith for a little while, until you find your own. Let me be the steady light when you're feeling all alone. You don't have to trust forever, you don't have to see it all. Just take my hand for now, just until you believe. I notice all the things you hide, the way you change the subject fast whenever something starts to matter, like you're expecting it not to last. But every time you let me in, even just a little bit, I see the person underneath, the one you've been protecting. Maybe love isn't a feeling, maybe it's staying when it's hard. Maybe it's choosing not to run when someone shows you who they are. Borrow my faith for a little while, until the doubt goes quiet, until your heart stops looking back at every storm behind it. You don't have to say you need me, you don't have to call it love. Just stay long enough to see what I've been seeing all along. And I won't rush the timing, and I won't ask for more than this. Just let me stand beside you, just until you believe. TV's playing in the background, neither of us watching anymore. You're curled up underneath the blanket like 100 nights before. Outside the city's getting quieter, inside my thoughts are getting loud. I wish I knew what you're dreaming of when you're sleeping now. The hardest part isn't leaving, it isn't watching love come undone. It's knowing this version of us only exists until the sun. When the morning comes, will you still reach across the bed, or will reality rush in and take back everything we said? When the morning comes, will this feel different in the light? 'Cause some hearts are brave in the darkness, and across your shoulder, the same way it always did. And for a moment, nothing's broken, nothing's missing. Strange how one quiet evening can make the past feel close again, like we're finding each other slowly, only to lose it in the end. Maybe that's why midnight feels safer. No future, no plans, no demands, just two people holding on to something they don't completely understand. When the morning comes, we become strangers again. Two people with unfinished feelings, pretending to be friends. When the morning comes, will you walk away for good, or stay long enough to remember everything we almost could? The sky is starting to change color, and I can already feel it fading. This little world we built tonight, when the morning comes. When the morning comes. We were always in a hurry, running circles through our lives, missing calls, postponing feelings, saying later every night. You had dreams in different cities, I had battles of my own, and somewhere in between the chaos, we forgot we weren't alone. It's strange how two people can be so close and still arrive too late, like we kept meeting at the right place on the wrong day. If we had time, maybe we'd be laughing about this now. Maybe your picture's on my dashboard instead of buried in the crowd. If we had time, maybe we would have gotten it right, but life kept turning the pages before we could finish the line. I still think about the little things, the trips we never got to take, the stories waiting on our tongues, the memories we didn't make. Sometimes I catch myself smiling at a future that never came true. Funny how I miss moments I never even had with you. And I don't blame the distance or the choices that we made. Some loves don't fall apart, they slowly fade between the days. Oh, if we had time, maybe we'd have learned each other's scars instead of becoming strangers with pieces of each other's hearts. If we had time, maybe this song wouldn't exist. Maybe you'd still be beside me instead of someone I miss. And I don't wonder what could have happened every now and then I still wish life had given us a little more time. Used to know exactly where to go when the world got heavy on my chest. One call, one drive, one open door, and somehow everything made sense. You had a way of making silence feel safer than a crowded room. Like I didn't have to be anybody when I was with you. I spent so long looking for answers in cities, faces, passing lights. Then you came along and somehow turned chaos into something quiet. You were my home, not the walls, not the address, just the feeling that I'd finally arrived after carrying too much loneliness. You were my home, the place my heart would always run to, and losing you wasn't losing love. Well, it was losing where I belong. Now every place feels temporary, every conversation comes and goes, and I keep catching pieces of you in people I barely know. It's not your voice that I remember, or the way you wore your hair. It's how the whole world felt lighter whenever you were there. Funny how somebody leaves and takes nothing from the shelf, but somehow walks away carrying the best parts of yourself. You were my home, the calm inside the storm somehow, the one thing that felt certain when everything else was falling down. You were my home before goodbye changed the meaning of all the places I used to love. Now they don't feel the same. Maybe that's why it's been so hard to call this healing after all, because I wasn't just losing you, I was losing the only place that ever felt like home. Gave away the sweater you liked, cleared out the pictures from my phone, even changed the coffee shop where I used to sit alone. The apartment feels different now, the air doesn't hurt the same. I've packed up almost everything that still carries your name. Funny how healing works, you lose a little every day, until one memory catches you and refuses to fade. You're the last thing left, the last light on in an empty room, the last song I don't skip, no matter how much I want to. I've let go of the places, I've let go of who we were, but somehow you're still the last thing left that I haven't learned to lose. I don't check up on you anymore, I don't ask our friends about your life, and I don't imagine different endings every time I can't sleep at night. But every now and then your name falls into a conversation, and suddenly I'm right back there without an invitation. Maybe moving on isn't forgetting. Maybe it's carrying less weight until all that's left is one small piece you never managed to replace. You're the last thing left after the anger disappeared, after the tears stopped showing up, after all these years. And it's not that I still need you or wish you'd walk back through. You're just the last thing left of a love that once felt true. Some people leave a photograph, some leave a scar beneath the skin. You left a version of myself that I've never met again. The last thing left. There's a suitcase by the doorway, and your keys are in your hand. We're standing in the same room, but a million miles apart again. You keep looking at the floorboards like they might tell us what to do, while I'm memorizing every detail in case this is the last of you. The clock keeps moving forward, but everything inside me stays caught between what we were and what we're about to become. Before you let go, can we sit here for a minute? Forget the reasons, forget the damage, forget how we got in it. Before you let go, look at me the way you did back when forever felt easy, and loving me was a given. I know we're not the same people who fell in love back then. Life has a way of changing hearts without asking where they've been. But even now your name still fits like a song I know by heart, and that's what makes this ending hurt. It still feels wrong to be apart. Funny how a quiet room can feel louder than a crowd when the person you love most is slowly fading out. Before you let go, can we leave the lights on low, stay a little closer than we should, pretend we don't already know. Before you let go, let me keep this version of you, the one that still reaches for my hand without thinking it through. You don't have to change your mind, you don't have to stay. Just give me something beautiful to remember when you walk away. into my life at the wrong time. Or maybe I came into yours. We had all the right feelings just behind the wrong doors. You were chasing your tomorrow, I was trying to survive today. We kept reaching for each other while life kept pulling us away. We were never short on love, just short on perfect timing. And some stories break your heart without anyone lying. Maybe in another life, we're now watching the clock run out. Maybe we're the lucky ones who never have to figure it out. Maybe in another life I get to keep your name beside mine, and all the things we almost were actually happen this time. I still catch myself imagining the little things we never knew. A place we'd call our own someday. Sunday mornings next to you. It's strange how I can miss a future that never got the chance to start. But somehow that's the heaviest part, living with an unfinished heart. Some people leave with memories, you left with pieces of me. And that's a kind of goodbye nobody really sees. Maybe in another life, we're dancing in a kitchen light, laughing at the way we thought we'd never get it right. Maybe in another life, the world is kinda to our plans, and I don't have to lose your love just because I can. I don't regret a single moment or the way your eyes found mine. I just wish this wasn't the life where I had to say goodbye. Maybe in another life. I saw your name light up my phone for the first time in a while, and suddenly all the progress I made felt fragile for a mile. I've been doing what I'm supposed to, keeping busy, getting by, but some people don't stop mattering, no matter how hard you try. Maybe we were too young then, maybe we let our pride speak first. Maybe love didn't fall apart, maybe we just made it hurt. So don't give me forever, don't promise me the moon. Just meet me where the damage is, and let me sit with you. If there's still a spark beneath it, still a reason not to run, then I don't need a miracle, just one more chance. I know we're not the same people who used to dream in black and white. Life has a way of changing colors between the wrongs and rights, and maybe we can't fix everything. Maybe some scars always remain, but I'd rather try and fail again than wonder what could have changed. I've replayed every goodbye until the meaning disappeared. And somewhere between losing you, I found what mattered here. So don't tell me that it's over, like there's nothing left to save. Look at all this history, still breathing through the cracks we made. If your heart still hesitates, then let it take its time. I'm not asking for perfection, just one more chance to try. Maybe love isn't about never breaking. Maybe it's about who stays when there's every reason to walk away. Just one more chance, just one more chance. Everybody keeps on asking why I'm still holding on this long, like love should have an expiration date, like feelings can be turned off. I could have settled for less than this, could have filled the empty space, but every time I tried moving on, nobody wore your face. Maybe some hearts aren't in a hurry, maybe some stories take their time, and maybe what feels like standing still is just life drawing the line. So I'll leave a little room for you in every plan I made. Not enough to stop my life, just enough for hope to stay. And if you find your way back someday, you won't have to knock twice. Some people are worth forgetting, you're worth waiting for. The years have changed a lot of things, the places, the people, the view, but somehow every version of me still carries a piece of you. Not in a way that keeps me broken, not in a way that holds me down, just like a favorite song you don't play often, but never stop loving the sound. I've learned that missing someone and living your life can coexist. The heart is bigger than people think, it can carry both. So I'll keep walking forward with both feet on the ground. If you're meant to be my story, then somehow you'll come around. Until then, I'll let the seasons change, let the years decide what's right, because the best things I've ever known never arrived on time. Maybe love isn't about chasing, maybe it isn't about holding tight, maybe it's having the courage to believe in something long after it's out of sight. A love worth waiting. Don't check my phone the way I used to. I don't count the days anymore. I've stopped making up excuses for what you're staying away for. The world kept spinning without us, like nothing ever changed. But every now and then your memory still catches me off guard. I've learned how to carry on, how to laugh, how to sleep alone. But there's one corner of my heart that never really moved on. I'm not standing by the window, I'm not staring at the door, I'm not putting my life on hold like I did before. But somewhere underneath it all, past the healing, past the years, a part of me is still waiting here. I've met people with kind intentions. Some even looked at me the way you did. But every connection after you always felt like it was missing something. Maybe that's unfair to them, maybe it's unfair to me. But some names leave an echo that never completely leaves. Time taught me how to live without you, it just never taught me why. Out of all the things I lost, you're the one I can't replace. I'm not wishing on old memories or replaying what went wrong. I don't need another ending to help me move along. But every road I've taken since still somehow leads back here. And a part of me is still waiting here. Not for a text, not for a phone call, not even for you to come back. Just for the day my heart finally realizes you're not coming. Still waiting here. And always had a restless heart, one foot in, one foot out the door, looking for something in the distance while I was standing right in front of you. I never blamed you for the questions or all the doubts you couldn't hide. Some people need a little longer to recognize what's by their side. So I stopped chasing the answer, stopped asking where this goes. Sometimes love gets quiet before somebody knows. And when you finally know, when it hits you out of nowhere, on a crowded street in a different city, when you wish that I was there, when you finally know what we almost had together, I hope your heart remembers mine the way mine always remembers yours. Maybe you'll hear our favorite song coming from a passing car. Maybe you'll catch yourself smiling at a memory from where we are. Maybe you'll reach for your phone just to hear a voice you knew, and realize some doors stay open long after walking through. Funny how the smallest moments can come back years too late, making sense of everything we couldn't name. And when you finally know, when the silence gets too honest, when nobody else can touch the place you always left for us, when you finally know why I never tried to force it, love was never something borrowed, it was always yours to notice. I won't be there beside you to watch the pieces fall